Hey guys, I wanted to talk about Fallout 76 and my experience playing that, more officially with the beta, opposed to the stress test. So yeah, this video is somewhat scripted. I just put down some notes on things I wanted to hit, so in this talking video. There's just some Fallout 76 footage playing in the background. I don't know what it is because I haven't made that part of the video yet. But it's probably, yeah, just me running around. Because I recorded the whole thing and it's going to take forever to render that video. So, yeah, I wanted to talk about it. So I got like my favorite things, least favorite things, how it will on Xbox, and whatever other things I think of. So yeah, things I liked. It's basically exactly like I hoped and expected. I played with friends. I played with my friend Danny. I played with C. Dante and our friend Unseen Note. I also saw one of my friends, my friend Nikita, just on the server. Probably joined me, but we were already full. So that was cool. And we kind of ran around and did stuff. And just went exploring and stuff. So that was really cool. The friends system seems to work great. In exploration, of course, is the main highlight of the game, I'd say, I guess, other than playing with friends. That's really awesome. Other players you see they're actually, I didn't encounter any griefing of any kind. It was just very respectful. Everyone's saying hello or just doing their own thing and ignoring everyone else. Playing with friends, though, that was great. It's, again, like I said, it's basically exactly what I thought it would be. It was just, we run around, explore together. We do unique things, each of us, like Dante was the hacker guy, I was the lockpicking dude, and then I also carried around my camp that had a blueprint for all our stuff to just throw down, and everyone can just unload all their junk and stuff into their stash. It was very nice. I really enjoyed that. Things I didn't like so much. I guess for one, mainly because the early Xbox thing, I had to play on Xbox, which was fine. It's just PC is going to be so amazing. I can't wait for that. Other things I didn't like, the NPC thing. There's no NPCs that you can talk to, really. But I'll talk about that in a little bit. Third person wasn't very good. There might be some third person footage in this video, I'm not sure. But that wasn't very comfortable to play with. It just feels really janky, and mainly because of the max 30 FPS frame rate. Because in first person, you look around, it has less area to move around, whereas in third person, the camera's farther back, has a much wider view, and has to spin stuff around a lot faster if you're looking around. So it feels a little too, not very good, basically. I didn't really like that. And like I've said in the past, I'm mainly a third-person player, so it was not very fun. At some points it was alright, other points, just especially in the forest, you just can't play like that at all. Other things like, nighttime. It gets very, very dark at night, but the sky, and this is the same thing I noticed in the stress test, the sky is very bright. It makes no sense at all. That can make sense in LA or New York or something with the light pollution, but in West Virginia, in a world where the bombs destroyed civilization. It makes no sense that the sky's so bright. I don't really get that. But then, like, you're walking on the ground, you can't see anything at all. Very dark. But I don't really have a problem with the darkness as long as the sky is going to match that. But yeah, really weird. Other things I noticed, I guess just the beta test thing, servers dying, that was kind of annoying. There's a lot of reading. The notes are everywhere. And I noticed if you're playing alone, you may take the time to read everything, check out all the terminals. There's tons of terminals, there's tons of notes, tons of holotapes. But when you're playing with friends, I've noticed you don't stop to do any of that. You're with friends, you want to do things, maybe quests or whatever, but you know, taking the time to read a 2-page note and listening and actually focusing on the holotape that's playing, that kind of becomes a very low priority in the fun aspect. So there's just so much reading, and then you kind of just stand there reading this note, which a lot of the times doesn't even really make that much sense of why. Like, who writes notes? I can't remember the last time I wrote a note. I sign, receipts or whatever to authorize a payment at some, restaurant, but then, I don't know, that's like the only time I've ever used a pen in the past year. And that's just a ramble right there, but tons of notes, tons of terminals talking about stuff, mostly pointless stuff, like schedule manifests, shipping manifests, I mean, which is fine. But no one really would take the time to read that. Holotapes, sometimes they play automatically, it's just kind of annoying. But like this one point for one of the Overseer quests, it just played this like 5-minute long holotape, and I'm like not paying attention to it at all. Trying to I think at this point I was trying to get over to see Dante because he spent like half an hour in the vault before finally showing up. And then, yeah, I'm just like listening to this holotape just go on and on and on. Just like, whatever. If I was playing alone, this would be fine. Instead, we're in Flatwoods and everyone's all around, running around, trying to do everything all at once. I think the last thing I wanted to talk about for things I disliked was just the lack of, I guess, punishment for dying. You don't really get punished at all. You just die and it's like, oh, okay, no problem. No big deal, Same thing for if you go out too far, you notice, I remember C. Dante and I and Unseen fought a Grafton monster who was, I'd say, almost twice our level. It was hard, but they made it just seemed so easy to just not get even touched by this thing. We just stood up on top of a bridge that it could easily get to us from if you just walked a little bit to the left. But it never did that, and so we just shot at it like a hero. Yeah, because we're not cowards at all. Of course not. No, there's 3 of us. But it just felt like we ran all the way to the Greenbrier or whatever the place is called in the game, and there was very high level stuff. I mean, not stuff, but enemies, but nothing that we couldn't really handle. I feel like in Fallout 4, you walk towards the glowing sea, you get killed pretty quick. Not so much in this game. So, I wanted to talk about the Xbox thing, I guess. I played on an Xbox One X. My friend Danny played on Xbox One S. He said the game played just as fine, just like normal Fallout 4 does. I'd say that's pretty accurate. There wasn't so much stuttering or hardware lag, unless you, again, are in the forests it can get kind of choppy in that area. PC would definitely handle this a lot better. Xbox One X, not so much. I wasn't playing in 4K either, just a 1080p TV. One of the things I find annoying about Xbox is input lag. So, I don't know if you watched Dante's video. I put it in the description below. It's just 4 hours, but if you just like kind of skip through it a bit and you watching him shoot, it's pretty great. It's just so much going on at once, and the game engine is pretty old, so it's suffering a bit. But it takes a little bit to get used to, but it's fine, I guess. Again, PC, it's going to be amazing. Can't wait for that. Network experience, I guess that was fine for the most part. Again, it's a beta, just another stress test basically. And didn't really have too many problems. I mean, a server died once, and so then we found a new server, but then that server filled up while only 2 of the 3 of us got in, so we kept finding more and more servers. Did that a lot. At some points during loading screens, it will just load indefinitely, so you have to force quit the game and then get back on. And yeah, it's just kind of annoying standard beta stuff. Not really gonna be like a big deal about it because it's a beta. This is what we signed up for. So that was fine, I guess. Last thing I want to talk about, the NPCs. If they had, well, I mean, obviously they're NPCs, but I mean, ones that you can talk to, get quests from. Those are the things that really make a Fallout game. It would be so much better if they did that. The game feels kind of empty. You go place to place to place. You loot, read some notes, kill things that are enemies. Keep on going. And that's fun. I do like doing that. Just, you know, with friends, just going around shooting stuff. You know, working together. It's really awesome. But NPCs would make this game a lot better. It feels like a thing that Bethesda just had an idea for, and then they decided to just focus the whole game on it. You know, like the Fallout 4 protagonist dialogue, not done before in another Fallout game. A lot of people hated it, a lot of people loved it. I'm one of the people that loved that. I really liked the voice acting. But it limited options. And this is another one of those ideas where they implemented this idea and it limits the game. I don't know why exactly they did it. I guess in a sense, all the dialogue writing is time consuming. Maybe they just felt like they can do a lot more if, like, on the other fronts of this game than if they were to implement NPC dialogue more than just vendors and stuff. So maybe they decided to throw that out, focus more on world space, notes and mini stories or whatever. And yeah, it just feels kind of empty because of that. Like I was thinking earlier, the Scorched, for example, they're like the new raiders, the ghouls that were, I guess, affected by some chemical, and then they can sort of talk, but not really. And I was thinking they could have some sort of quest, or you could totally meet some Scorched guy who I guess woman, who you can talk to, who can like give you quests and stuff. But instead, they're not going to do that, and it just feels like a missed opportunity. You got this new cool creature here that you can't talk to or just walk by without having to kill. It feels lazy a little bit, but I guess fine. But like I said, it just feels like a missed opportunity. You see corpses throughout the game. Like I've seen raider corpses, and they're not even slightly decomposed. They're just a dead NPC. And it makes you wonder, where are all these raiders? This one looks freshly killed. But yeah, I've seen those around Super Mutants. But back to the Scorch thing, I guess it's possible for them to have some talking Scorch dude. Maybe as like a vendor. I know there's a Super Mutant vendor. I didn't see him, but apparently that's a thing. Super Mutant that you can talk to, get, or barter. You can't talk, obviously. And that's one of the things I wanted to talk about as well. I think, I'm not entirely sure on this, but it sounds like I played with a female character, as you can see in the game clips. It sounds like, you know, when you like run and you're out of breath, she's like breathing deeply. Or if you do some power attack, she does her, you know, yell. It kind of sounds like Courtenay Taylor, the female protagonist of Fallout 4. I'm not 100% sure on that, but it might be recycled, you know, dialogue or voice lines. But I thought that was interesting that they had that there, but other than that, they don't say a word ever. But yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. Fallout 76, great, I love it. Can't wait for Saturday to have some more time in the game. Only 2 hours, but yeah, it's gonna be really good. I really like the game. Again, playing with friends, infinitely better than playing alone. If you want to play this game alone, it just doesn't really feel like it will be considered a Fallout game entirely to a solo-only player. Unless you really like to read the notes and terminals. I remember in Xander's Aid, there's a lot of notes and terminals, and people weren't really a fan of that. And, I mean, you can talk to some people, but not really. But again, people were really complaining about that. I'm like, whatever. I already made it that way. But, I guess I pretty much talked about everything I wanted to talk about. I'll have a moments video probably this weekend. I want to get that extra 2 hours in, get some more clips, and then throw it all together and be like, here you go. Here's some funny or fun Fallout 76 moments. But yeah, that's about it. I guess I can't wait for the PC version, which is going to be in 6 days. So that's going to be really awesome, I think. It's going to play a lot better. It's going to look great. It's going to be like, you know, typically the ultimate way to play a game. And, yeah, I guess I will be on Saturday, which is kind of funny. They postponed, or their next stress test is days away when Red Dead 2 comes out Friday. Just an interesting thought. But, yeah, peace.